The Carnival of Freaks, Chapter 5, Looking for Answers. It is the morning before Halloween. The sheriff is driving to the backwoods where the carnival calls home. As he drives, he sees a bunch of advertisements hyping up the carnival's big Halloween sent-off show. His ride was quick, only taking an hour to get to the isolated location. As he pulls up to the gate, he sees a bunch of workers constructing elaborate sets. He gets out of his car and he walks to the gate. The moment he entered, it was as if he was transferred to a different world. The atmosphere he sees and feels is very similar to the Tobe Hooper horror film The Funhouse. He sees the amazing circus brothers practicing some minor acrobatics. "Hello there. Good morning," says the sheriff. "Hi. How are you?" responds Jigsaw. "I'm doing well. I was wondering if you can help me. I'm looking for this Richard Lovecraft character," says the sheriff. "Really? Is there something wrong?" asks Jigsaw. "I just need to ask him a few questions. I've been having troubles," says the sheriff. "That don't sound good." "What kind of troubles?" asked Jigsaw. "Well, since this carnival came to town, a number of children have gone missing. Unfortunately, this ain't the first time something like this happened. About 20 years ago, the carnival came through, and a bunch of vigilantes caused a massacre. I'm here to prevent another tragedy and to find out the whereabouts of another missing child. Goes by the name Mickey Cash," answers the sheriff. "Well, I'm not sure what Lovecraft is, but feel free to look around," says Jigsaw. The sheriff shakes hands with Jigsaw and begins to walk the carnival compound. As he walks, he's in amazement at the rich, horrific detail of the carnival. What he sees is very otherworldly. However, the people act just like regular upstanding citizens. They're very polite, can carry on conversations with intelligence, and have no strangeness to them whatsoever. As he walks, he comes across a big black tent. As he goes to open the curtain, a hand firmly grabs his arm, and the man who stops him is Crisscross, who has the zombie king by his side. "You're not welcome here," shouts Crisscross. The sheriff then forcefully pulls away his arm. "I'm looking for Richard Lovecraft." "Have you seen him?" asks the sheriff. "This tent belongs to Lovecraft. Why do you seek him?" asks an angry Crisscross. "Calm down, friend. I mean you no harm at all. I just need to ask some questions about the disappearance of a number of children," says the sheriff. "Leave this place now. You normies bring nothing but trouble," says Crisscross. Before matters can escalate, Jigsaw runs over to defuse the situation. "Crisscross! Back away now!" shouts a divine Jigsaw. "This man means us no harm. He's just doing his job. You and that monster of yours better back off." Crisscross then locks eyes with Jigsaw. His expression is one of bitter hatred. "We're not teenagers anymore, Jordan," says Crisscross. "You want to be the hero, but when I needed my twin brother the most, you abandoned me, as did the others. So, brother, you back off," he says it in a demanding voice. "You're right, Quentin. We're not teenagers anymore. However, you betrayed us when you chose to kill, and it doesn't matter if it was an accident. You abandoned us, and you failed to take responsibility," says Jigsaw. Before the two brothers can start a fist fight, it's broken up by a powerful yet cold, stern voice. "Crisscross! Jigsaw! That's enough!" shouts Richard Lovecraft. "I've told you both to put this family squabble to rest." Jigsaw then walks over to Lovecraft. This gentleman is from the local police. He needs to ask you a few questions. Jigsaw then marches off. My brother has no respect, Master Lovecraft. He needs to be taught a lesson. That's long overdue, says an enraged Crisscross. Let him be, Quentin. He's your family, and one day the both of you will settle your differences. Like my father once told me a very long time ago, a true family never abandons their own, says a solemn Lovecraft. The Zombie King is my family. You and the rest of the carnival are the only family I need, responds Crisscross. Richard Lovecraft puts his hand on Crisscross's shoulder. One day you'll see things much differently, my child. He then orders Crisscross and the Zombie King to prepare for the big Halloween send-off show. Well, now that all this has been settled, may I ask you some questions, Mr. Lovecraft, says the sheriff. How can I be of service, says Lovecraft. We have a young child missing. His name is Mickey Cash. The townsfolk remember the first show when he hackled. I just want to know if you've seen the boy, says the sheriff. No. The only time I saw that child was on that night, replies Lovecraft. Do you think any of your workers might have seen the boy? Asked the sheriff. My freaks never leave this compound. The normies don't look too kindly upon them, answers Lovecraft. Fair enough, but I have a few more questions to ask, says the sheriff. I'm afraid I've given you enough time. Tomorrow is our big Halloween send-off show, and I have work that must be done, says Lovecraft. He tells the sheriff that one of his freaks will escort him to his car. Two workers, wearing a creepy clown mask resembling Pennywise from Stephen King's It, appear and lead the sheriff to his vehicle, as he gives one last unsatisfied glance at the carnival before he leaves. Richard Lovecraft made sure to watch the sheriff leave before entering his tent with the voodoo priest, witch doctor, and soul taker. As they enter, a young child is shown bound to a chair. His eyes are wet from fear. He can't talk due to his tongue being removed. The young child is the missing Mickey Cash. The witch doctor towers over the boy, and he performs the healing hand. He concludes that his soul is clean, but his fear is purified. Lovecraft then towers over the scared child. He looks into Mickey's eyes, and he says, Now you'll learn to respect what you don't understand, my child. The voodoo priest then paints the cross of Baron Samedi on the child's forehead. The four then form a circle around Mickey Cash and start a chant first heard in the horror film Freaks. Gooble gobble, we accept you one of us. Gooble gobble, we will make you one of us. One of us, we will make you one of us. Gooble gobble, we will make you one of us.